guys, Lillian the Vegan here with a recipe for apple cake. And I have taken the skins off. I had a little conversation with someone who likes big things and apples with skins on them. I think you know who you're talking about. I also love my apples with the skins on, but for this cake I have peeled them. I've used sweet apples, and check it out. This recipe I came up with yesterday while I was sitting around being bored. I sort of do these recipes in my mind and I kind of have it all figured out before I actually go ahead and make the cake. So this is the first time I've ever made this. I'm not sure about, you know, the balance and stuff, but we'll see how it goes. If it's totally fucked, I'll just have to do it again, won't I? So the apple cake recipe coming up. I just want to say one more thing, and that is that I'm using semolina flour, just a little bit. This is another thing that I have never ever used in my life, but I hear that there are these Libyan cakes I found on YouTube that are actually vegan, and I noticed that they put a lot more of the semolina in their cake recipes than I have, but yeah, this is really like a first one for me, so hope it goes well. Check out the recipe. Step 1. Prepare apples for the apple cake. I'm using 2 red sweet apples. I'm using Japanese apples. You can use green ones if you like, that's fine. And this comes to 250 grams. Cut the apples in the sizes that you like. Mine are about 1 centimetre slices. To that I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. You can use white sugar, that's no problem. And a pinch of salt, just a pinch of salt. Mix apple mixture and set aside for 10 minutes. Step 2. Prepare the cake batter. Here I have 200 grams of sifted white plain flour. I'm going to add the sugar, 80 grams of sugar. I'm using white sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 50 grams of semolina, mix the dry ingredients first. Then we're going to add the oil. I'm using canola oil, and I'm going to use 80 grams of canola oil, or 80 mils, and 200 mils or 1 cup of orange juice. This is the base of the cake mix. Once you've incorporated the flour with the wet ingredients, the cake batter will be ready. Step 3, fill the cake tin. So just using a little bit of canola oil, you have to oil the cake tin that you're using. I'm using a 9-inch cake tin. This recipe is perfect for a 9-inch cake. Make sure you get all the sides in so that once you pull the cake out it doesn't stick so much. Okay, And we're going to put in half of the cake mixture that we prepared. Put in half first. And to that we're going to add half of the apple mixture that we prepared earlier on. Just sort of put that over the cake mixture as evenly as possible. Lovely. And then the rest of the cake mix, the other half of the cake mix, goes on top. Again, just give it a little bit of a swirl. Give the cake mixture a swirl. Cool. And the rest of the apples go on top. That's basically it. And then you're going to bake this in a 180°C oven for 40 to 45 minutes. Done. If the apples are looking like they might be getting burned, for the last 15 or 20 minutes of the baking process, just cover with foil and continue baking. Make sure you check that the cake is ready. If you put a skewer in and it comes out dry, then you'll know it's ready. This cake actually took 50 minutes today, and that's because of the apples that we used. Obviously had a lot more moisture in it. When you use fresh fruit, usually you will have to bake the cake for longer than normal. And while the cake is still hot, I'm going to pour over that beautiful lemon syrup. Be generous. You want that syrup in there. That's going to give that a beautiful glossy finish, because the apples do tend to get a bit dry once they're baked, and this is just going to be gorgeous. Don't take the cake out of the tin until it's completely cooled down. Give it like 30 minutes at least in the tin, and then you can get the cake out and enjoy it. So that was the recipe for my apple cake. I don't know if it's going to work. This is the taste test, and yeah, this will tell all. So here we go with my new recipe. Itadakimasu. It worked. So there you go. Yeah, I really wouldn't change anything. The only thing I would do, if I have, you know, a lemon lying around, I would put some of that lemon zest into the cake batter. That might just sort of give it that little bit of oomph that it could be missing. Apart from that, it's beautiful. I like it. I hope you try it. So, apple cake. Enjoy your day. I've had a really long day. I'm trying to get my cat to take her medicine, and she totally refuses. So, yes, that naughty little chinchilla is giving me a bit of a hard time. But now that I've got this, you know, little sweet treat for myself that I'm going to enjoy with a nice hot cup of tea, I think I'll be okay. So thank you everyone for all your ideas on how to get that medicine into Sakura-chan. I really appreciate it. Have a good day, guys. Still got a couple more days before the weekend. Be good, be happy. See you next time.